Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Mitchell Hour Reacts. Well, we are discussing today the apology that JCole put out for Kendrick Lamar. And I have a guest with me today that is totally against what JCole did. So let's do a recap. There's been several years of back and forth, especially between Drake and Kendrick. J. Cole's in there, no disrespect to anybody, but he's in there just because he's been killing the game with features and lyricism for the last couple of years, or the last several years. And Kendrick jumped on a track with Future and Metro Boomin called Like That, and he said pretty much, y'all niggas is goofies, F the big three, it's just big me, and everybody went crazy. J. Cole felt like he had to respond. He did, and now he is backtracking. So, just to give some context, let's discuss the lyrics that he said. Now, I came up in the Ville, so I'm good when it's tension. He's still doing shows, but fell off like The Simpsons. Your first shit was classic. Your last shit was tragic. Your second shit put niggas to sleep, but they gassed it. Your third shit was massive, and that was your prime. Okay, we don't got to talk about anything else because that's where I think the fans gassed him up, Drake gassed him up, because there's no way that anybody could call Kendrick's discography trash. So he said those things to be competitive and just because that was the general consensus about To Pimp a Butterfly. But he didn't believe those lyrics when he rapped them on 7 Minute Drill.
Well, The Simpsons have been on TV for 30 years, so they didn't fall off.
Right.
So that was a stupid bar anyway.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Right.
And I'm standing by what I'm about to say. J. Cole's scary. He's scared. He didn't want to smoke. He thought he wanted to smoke. That's why he released the shit to begin with. But he thought about it and was like, damn, I'm about to get bodied by Kendrick. He's scared. And I'm standing by that.
I don't feel like he was scared. And the reason that I don't feel like he was scared was because there's really no reason to be scared. Like the stray that he caught and that he's been catching over the years with these lyrical back and forths, it was no like street shit or violence involved. Yeah, both of them might talk about guns and all that, but it was never going to be any real static. This was a lyrical exercise, a lyrical back and forth, and that's all it was.
Okay, if it was just gonna be lyrical back and forth, he should have just kept it going then. I'm sorry, he should have just kept it going.
The reason that I feel like it wouldn't have really been a real back and forth is because when J. Cole put out that song when he was talking about Wale and Yeezy and all that, like he put more like he was talking shit but not really talking shit. He was just like, yo, I love y'all niggas, but these are the problems and y'all got to get out of your own way. And it wasn't like any aggressive type shit. And it's just like I feel like that's what it was here. And it wasn't like no scary type shit. He was just like, this is lyrical shit, boom, 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 and this is what it is. But I don't really feel like it was really any static. And I feel like it's a couple of different scenarios.
I agree. I just feel like lyrically, I feel like he would have gotten outshined like a motherfucker by Kendrick. And he didn't want that to happen. It was going to happen.
I mean, of course it was going to happen.
And he took a detour. He aborted mission because he didn't want it to happen. He said that he felt like Muhammad Ali. He wouldn't feel like Muhammad Ali when Kendrick was done with his ass. I guarantee you that shit.
Okay.
So I feel like he was like, oh, I messed up.
So you feel like he felt like, oh, yeah, I messed up, and not like, damn, I'm jumping in this shit when it was really no static to begin
Well,
with. That was the whole shot. The whole thing was because of Drake. Because Drake is the one that says he's the greatest.
He just kept his freaking mouth shut. And I really hope that Kendrick still murders his ass lyrically. I really hope he does. Just because.
But nigga, I don't like you have a problem with JCole?
I like JCole. I just like Kendrick better.
Oh yeah, me too. But it's like personally, I feel like Kendrick and JCole are neck and neck.
The entertainment. I wanted it because I want this. They're both lyrical.
Okay, so if it's all about the entertainment, then you should be giving Drake as much static as you giving JCole right now. Then
I can't,
because JCole he responded.
No, what the thing is, I would, like I told you before, I would rather entertain JCole and Kendrick other than fucking Kendrick and Drake, because Drake is not a lyrical rapper to me at all. He's just an entertaining rapper.
Right, but that's who the shots were thrown at.
I know, but I know, but once the fact that J. Cole was mentioned slightly, he called it stray. I was here for it just because it's J. Cole,
right?
And I want to hear lyrical shit, not party shit from Drake.
Okay, so this is the question:
mob ties and all. Like, I don't care about that.
Do you feel that this takes anything away from J. Cole's legacy?
No, not at all.
Okay,
I just feel like he just ruined some good shit.
All right,
backing out of this little back and forth thing.
All right. I mean,
it would have been good publicity for real.
I mean, publicity for who? Because
they don't need it, but
that's what I'm saying.
Just because it's them two. Just because it's who the fuck they are.
Right.
Who doesn't want to see a good battle like this? I did. When's the last time you actually had a good battle between two legit, like, lyrical rappers?
It's been a long time.
Exactly. That's why people wanted to see this shit. That's why I wanted to see it.
But see, okay, I get what you're saying.
Nobody was going to get killed. Nobody was going to get shot up.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, but it was just like, if Kendrick is, yo, I'm trying to be number one, fuck this, it's me, fuck everybody else. J. Cole is not that type of nigga, though. So it wouldn't have been really that great.
Do you think? Okay. This might be a reach.
Okay.
But the fact that he did this shit, he's giving Kendrick his props and everything.
Right.
I feel like he just took second place just now. I feel like he just took a backseat to second place. He's Robin and Kendrick is fucking Batman.
Okay, I get what you're saying. So, I mean, but he was always in second place. Exactly. So he didn't lose any points then.
He's never exactly, but some people put him at number one.
Okay. I feel you.
I feel like those people that were like kind of in the middle between them two,
right?
They may have just said, Kendrick got it now because of this shit.
I'm gonna tell you the truth, right?
I'm mad.
And I recorded some shit earlier. And this whole beef or lyrical back and forth or whatever, right? I feel like everybody's already picked their side. If you go on Twitter, you go on Threads, you go on Facebook, Instagram, a lot of people are saying, okay, Drake is number one. Why is Drake number one? Because the amount of albums that he put out, the amount of number ones he put out,
the only
right?
People saying Drake's number one are Gen Z, stupid, like young people.
Believe it or not, there are people that are older than you and I that are saying
they're stupid.
But I'm just saying, like, we can't call people stupid because of their opinions. But one thing that I'm saying is this. So I feel like a lot of people move the goalposts. And what I mean is, to get back to my original point, it's like people have already picked their sides, right? You got Kendrick fans, you got J. Cole fans, and you got Drake fans. And Drake puts out a diss. It's not going to move the needle. It's just going to be like, all right, this is what he was supposed to do. He did it. Oh, Drake won, right? Then if Kendrick comes out, he's going to be more aggressive, bar for bar. His voice, his octave levels are going to change. And people are going to be like, oh, shit. Well, Kendrick won. So it's just like, we live in a society where it's like, whoever is puts out the most recent body of work, that's who's going to win. And I know that's not the way hip hop is supposed to be.
I know Drake fans know that Drake is nowhere near Kendrick. They know that. They have to know that.
No, they do know that, because when I put this when I put the video of this podcast out, I'm going to show you a lot of the tweets so y'all can read in the comments and go back and forth in the comments. A lot of people, when it comes to Drake, their thing is the amount of records that he's sold. Nothing else. Not musically or whatever. But this is where I want to get to end this conversation, right? Is a lot of people saying that this is bad for hip hop. This have never happened before. And that's why I'm saying that we live in a microwavable popcorn society. Because did niggas forget that Jay-Z's mom made him apologize to Nas? That didn't mess up Jay-Z's legacy. So it's just like, I don't understand. It's like we moved the goalposts, and Jay-Z was like this. Oh, I was going to get indicted for RICO charges. I was in the street. I've survived shootouts. So he was the rah-rah scary type nigga. JCole have never been that type of nigga. So a dude that everybody was on there debating about and saying that JCole won, and he wasn't. Y'all said he wasn't the type of nigga, and then when it turns out. And he admitted he wasn't that type of nigga. I don't understand how people are saying that messed up his legacy. Like, I don't understand at all.
I don't either.
And see, this is the thing where I'm talking about moving the goalpost. J. Cole apologizing to Kendrick, where it wasn't no real beef to begin with. And he was like, that shit was whack because you can't call Kendrick's discography trash, right? And people are saying that messed up. They're not looking for the fall off. That messed up his legacy. But my thing is, a lot of these 10, 11, 12-year-old white kids and little white girls and Caleb living in the suburbs in Los Angeles that are most of Drake fans and a lot of the hip-hop fans, honestly. So it's just like, so Drake can be in Degrassi. He can paint his nails. He can walk and have like these Louis Vuitton jackets with different colors and rollers in his hair and pink and purple nails, and then say that he is a mob boss, he's a gangster, he's a thug, and that doesn't mess up his legacy. So it's just like the whole thing, like the moving the goalpost depending on who you like or who put out the most recent body of work. Now I want to ask you one question. Kendrick has a bigger impact culturally than J. Cole and Drake put together. And he was like, that's highly debatable. And I don't understand how anybody can say that. So, okay, exactly. So tell me why you think it's not debatable. Just because the body of work, because of who Kendrick is?
Yeah. I mean, all his albums have been.
Exactly.
Compared to J. Cole, not one album is better than any of Kendrick's.
Now, okay, I agree with you 100%. And I feel like I'm not going to say every single J. Cole album gets better and better and better. There are some albums that I like.
Though.
Huh?
You can say that about Kendrick. Every album got better and better.
Better. Yeah, I agree, right? But the reason, this is my only reason that I have many reasons, but this is the main reason. And when I say this on Twitter, if I say this on Facebook, Threads, whatever, nobody can really come back with anything. I say the reason that I feel like Kendrick moves the needle and puts hip hop on his head and has a bigger cultural impact is because his albums are massive. They're massive, right? And if you just take the discography out of the situation and you just talk about freestyle and verses, name one album from Drake or one verse from Drake that is bigger, it caused more mass hysteria in hip hop than Kendrick Control verse. You can't. Okay. Another thing, this whole like that verse. Name one verse or one album or anything that caused more mass hysteria in the game than it's like that verse. You can't. J. Cole put out this 7-minute drill, and though it was all over the place, but you didn't have people like the same day, all these retired rappers jumping in the studio saying, "Oh, fuck that, I'm the best," and they jumping on this shit. They was giving him his props, but there is no, if you take the best J. Cole verse, the best Drake verse, the best J. Cole album, the best Drake album, and you combine those as far as not record sales, but its impact. Out of all their albums they've released or any verses, nothing caused more mass hysteria and put hip hop on his head other than the Control and the Like That verse.